Hi, this is Sherry Veronica, and what Greenidge is talking about is just one piece of a bigger puzzle, okay? It's not just a matter of leaving elderly people at the hospital. This has been happening since forever. It may have increased, but if you don't stem something when it first starts to happen, you have to expect that it would only increase. It will get worse as time goes on. Now, the problem may be within the society they have there in Barbados. Single family homes, no dad involved in the rearing of the child, and the education system is poor, or you're under educated, so there's a lot of poverty, and then there are little to no options in terms of work. And then when there is work, it's low income, and young people may choose, well, I'm not going to do that for that amount of money. And then the Guyanese or people will come and take that particular job for the low income. And then there's where the complaining comes, and people say, oh, Barbadians are always complaining. You complain because you may not want to do something, and someone comes in, Guyanese, and swoops down and take that particular job, and then that market is closed up. If you want to turn back and say, well, I guess I'll go and do it because it's something, it's gone. That opportunity is gone. So when you see that parents of past, like in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s and the 50s, when you see people from that time that they've had kids and they actually did better, they actually did better than the kids that they birthed in the late 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. It's a problem. You're supposed to do better than your parents. You're supposed to take what you learn from your parents and add onto it and do better, produce better, make better decisions. But that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. So what is happening is a lot of these kids that came in, they have to wait for the elders to die or to be almost dead to get a home, to get a place to live. And that's what's happening. They're turning 50-year-olds, 40-year-olds are turning their parents out. And because it's an opportunity for them to have a home. They can't afford to buy it themselves, so they have to take the person that owns the home that is elderly at this point, and they have to turn them out because maybe they're not dying fast enough. It's bad to say this, but that's just it. I come clean, I come honest. I'm telling you the way it is. The person just may not be leaving the earth quickly enough, and they want to bring in their woman, they want to bring in their children, and whatever, because once that person's alive, they're like, I don't want this person in my house. I don't want you to bring your kids in my house. I don't want you to move a woman into the house. So the older person is put out of their own home, and it's the only way. Check. And you should do a study. How many of the people, your residents in their 50s and 40s and 40s and 50s and maybe even 60s had to wait for their parents to die before they were able to say, this is my home? How many? Do a survey. Do that survey and get back to me on this. And prove me wrong. Come on now. Prove me wrong. How many, especially guys, how many had to wait for a parent to die before they can say, I own this house? It was handed down because someone died, or they just put their loved one, not so much loved, but in a nursing home or in the parking lot of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. It's what has to be done because children, the ones that came in the 60s, 70s, and 80s did not outdo their parents. A high percentage did not outdo their parents, and it is something that is expected in every generation. You expect that your children are going to turn out a little better than you. You expect that, but it's not happening. It's not happening. You're moving backwards, and you need Greenidge. Just talk about the real problems, okay? Just don't talk about, oh, the elderly are being left in the garage, in the parking lot, they're being left. Don't talk just like that. It's not just that. Your education system has failed you. It has failed you, okay? The system there has failed you, because children are supposed to do better than their parents. Sherry Veronica.